Hey guys, Travis with TechRaptor back again at Gen Con. I'm with TJ Dunbar of Volsk, and we're taking a look at the upcoming expansion for the awesome Castle Assault.
So Fellfire Forged is our latest Kickstarter live now. We're running for about another 24 hours. We're unlocking a whole ton of content. We originally wanted 2 warbands. We're up to 4. We're knocking on 5. We also are just about to unlock 3 to 4 players. So what's really unique also is that we now have stamps and stickers that can actually upgrade cards and command cards in addition to heroes that we used to be able to improve. So I'm really excited about it.
When does Kickstarter end, and when is it going to be available after that?
The Kickstarter is going to end tomorrow. Actually, that's Friday. I think it's like August 4th at 3 p.m. So we're just plowing down the stretch goals now and looking forward to bringing that content for everybody.
And when can Kickstarter backers and regular customers expect to see it?
To be honest, the Kickstarter is listed for February. I anticipate it being a little earlier than that, just with the, I recognize with the Chinese New Year and there's many different manufacturing hurdles involved there, so I'm trying to get all of our stuff ahead of time, and I'm really hoping that it's ready for Christmas season.
Yeah, and well, with the way you handled your first Kickstarter, that's a pretty safe bet.
I appreciate that. Yeah. That was kind. All right, we meet again. All right, so I'll fire up my turn here with the old momentum roll. 1, 2, 3. Grab a card. All right, so again, as a reminder on my turn, I can always place a card face down as a resource to have more options. So it brings me up to 3 resources.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite things about the game is that any card can be used as a resource, so you never have to worry about mana screw or any of the other issues.
Exactly, that historically are possible. I'll spend all 3 to bring out this Goreforge grinder. My favorite part is that there's that little dude riding on the top with chains to steer it.
Oh, and this has one of the new mechanics, Ram.
Ram, correct. So if I was battling a guy in your castle, if I actually make it all the way down there, any excess damage I throw is going to be going to that castle. Put him right in the center there, and he can't do anything immediately, and I'll pass play to you.
All right, I'm trying to get momentum back on my side, and that's a good roll. So I'm now at momentum max, so if I had anybody to charge at you, I could do a beating, but unfortunately, I think I'm just going to have to.
He means fortunately.
I'm kind of scared of that card with Ram, so I'm putting my Broodworm with another one of the new mechanics, Burn. So my awesome Dragon Breath is going to burn you to a cinder.
True that. I'll roll the old momentum. 3, 1, 2, 3. So momentum, as you recall, it'll swing back and forth, and when it really shines is if it's in these last 2 spaces in my favor, and if it's all the way maxed, sometimes I'll get a few extra bonuses on my cards, but those are largely card driven. At the start of my turn, I'll ready my resources, which allows me to spend them again. And then all of my units, whether I want them to or not, are forced to move forward their printed movement value. So he's going to go forward 1, which is fine. And I'll just hang him out there because you have that range that I'm not that fond of.
All right.
I'll spend a buck here, or I'll place a resource down for 4. And I'll use all 4 of these for Lord Grimgore. Now he's sick because he also has Ram. He's basically this card, but a whole ton better.
A whole lot better.
I'll put him over here.
A whole lot worse for me.
Hang out there, and there you have it.
Oh,
1.
and that's not what I'm looking for. And here comes my Broodworm, and I do have a ranged linear attack, but you're not in my range.
Beautiful.
So I am going to bring out my Dragon Cultist, which actually gets a bonus to attack when I get to momentum max.
Exactly.
So as long as I can keep that momentum on my side, I might be all right. We'll see how
You're
it
going to
goes.
see a lot of that also. I also recommend probably throwing down an additional resource because as you add more resources to your pool, it's going to allow you to play cooler and cooler cards.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea.
Some of the things with if you don't have a cost 1 card in your hand, cards can always be exhausted to move the momentum meter 2 spaces any direction. So you could even take that last one and max it out because on your next turn that dude will become that much better. Also, you can always exhaust 3 cards to draw a card. So if you're kind of getting on the edges, you can always pop a card real quick for $3. I'll roll that for 2. which is not good because that guy's likely to have a bit of advantage. 1 on this guy moves forward 1. All right, I'm going to still just keep risking that. I'm going to spend $3 for this card as one of our collaborations with Action Phase Games. This is their box cover art, Rageborn. Now he's got 2 different brand new mechanics. One of them is wild movement. So when I play him, I actually roll a die, and that's his movement. So now he's got 6 movement, which is sick. And then what exacerbates that is that I have crushing velocity, so my attack equals my movement. This card's pretty sweet because if I have movement, like improving cards, such as like Fleet of Foot or something along those lines to increase my movement, I can actually play it on him, and it'll also increase his attack. So that's going to be pretty sweet. So we'll get that rocking there.
All right, let's see what I can get. All right, I'm back at Momentum Max here.
So that was
I got the waves of dwarves coming
we
in.
also have a version which we didn't really like.
So I do have range linear, but you're out of my range.
Good.
Both of my guys.
Good.
I'm going to throw down another card here, so let's see what kind of awesomeness I can bring out.
Hopefully none. That would be great.
For 3, I'm bringing out the Yashima Dragon, and I believe this is another collaboration card, correct, with Greenbrier Games?
You got it. This is their Yashima. It's their new minis battle games. It's fantastic. I really enjoy it. The Yashima Dragon has got a new mechanic also, Erupt. So as he enters your castle area, you actually lose a health.
Oh.
Yeah, so he's sweet, but not all that sweet.
Your hero dies instantly.
All
So there's a
right.
bit of a gamble with playing it.
Anything else sneaky over there?
I got nothing.
All right, you still have a buck left over, but
I do, but the momentum's already in my favor, so I'm going to just leave it.
perfect. I'll fire this up, the old momentum, and it looks like it's going to stay in your favor. I'll ready all my resources up.
Appreciate you guys' plans. We are
At the start of my turn, I also roll his movement. So now he's only a 2 movement, 2
we
attack.
have the new Kickstarter game
So
out
he just turned himself down a little bit, which is
It
disappointing.
includes 4 faction decks and other single-player.
Goreforge Banner's charging.
So when you charge, you roll a die and move that many spaces forward?
Exactly right. So if I had rolled anything better, we would engage in combat. And so rolling a 2, I only move 2 spaces forward, and there's no engagement. Let's pretend I rolled a 6. I would slash into your unit, so I would gain an additional +1 attack. So I'd be swinging 5s, but unfortunately I did not come even close to a 6. Lord Grimgor's also. Oh yeah, sorry about that. Lord Grimgor's also up, and so I'll take an action to charge with him, which would be 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and that's exactly where I want him, because that will not allow that dragon to do anything useful. You know what? I'm going to be really tricky here, and I'll exhaust a resource to play this card called Shift. It allows me to laterally move 1 target unit. So I'm going to slide this guy over here. And why that's so tricky is that they'll immediately start brawling. And so your unit will do is 2 attack minus my 3 armor. Will do no damage to Lord Grimgor. But I'll swing back for 5 and take that room
I
out.
only have 1 life, and so my chump gets the dirt.
As a reward, I get to draw a card for that crushing victory. But the downside is I had to spend some resources, so I'll have to dump something. I got $4 now. I'll spend 1 to move this 2 spaces. I'll spend another to move this 2 spaces. And I'll spend my last 2 to bring out this let's see what we got. The Steel Stomach Slayer. I love this dude. This guy named this one. That's sweet. So he's got Flank, which is a unique, brand new mechanic too. So during a charge, I can actually pass through my friendly units. So why that matters in the Dwarven warbands is that they have a lot of strong, cannot charge units. So they're kind of like moving walls, and some units can get stuck. But the dwarf, like this guy for instance, he can get through his buddies. I'll put him here. I'll end my turn.
All right, things aren't looking so solid for me here, especially there. So let's see what I can do.
Let's get that.
Just slow
Human
my-
Dragon will move one up.
Slow
there.
my doom down. Here we go.
They'll go in for a party. You'll do 3 attack, -3 on safe, but I'll get you. So I'll draw a card for that. So pretty much this guy is the gorilla in the room right now with his 3 armor. And you're throwing out
And I'm
5.
basically going to have to take a last desperate attempt.
Ooh, actually, before I would say let's charge him, because if you manage to punch that guy pretty hard,
It's a good idea.
you'll be able to maybe perhaps draw a card.
Decent rolls. That is
Oh
not
man!
what I needed. So, here we go. I'm putting all my eggs in one basket. I'm summoning my Lord.
Oh.
Infurion, Lord of the Ashes. He has haste, so this guy can actually activate immediately, and he has gigantic. So while he's engaged in combat, he gets a boost to his health here. And it's going to be a little Lord on Lord action. And it's time to charge. That's good.
Huge. So with that massive charge, because that's a smash and charge, so you actually get a +1 attack to your attack. Unfortunately, momentum was not in this range, so you actually just only get +1 versus +2. So you're swinging a 5. 5 minus 3 is actually 2 damage, so I'm permanently down to 2 health for the rest of the game. But I'll swing back for 5, which is pretty rad, and you'll be down to 3 health left.
Yeah.
And that'll be it there.
And I'm spent.
You're good? All right, let's
it
do
quick.
this. Oh.
Make it quick, make it painless.
All right. Also, at the start of my turn, I roll for this guy's movement. Convincing. I ready my resources up. All of my dudes move forward. This guy moves 1. This guy will also move his movement forward. I don't have anything tricky to improve it. And so he'll do his 5 attack minus 0 is 5 damage, so he's toast. And then I'll take 4, and I'll be down to 1. And this guy moves forward 5, so he goes forward 5, and which gives me that additional +1 attack bonus, so I'm swinging 6, which will not get you. So I'll swing 6 minus 2, 4 damage, you'll live through it, because you're a dragon. And you'll do 3 attack back, and I'll have 2 health. 3 minus 0. Just bear in mind that this guy will also have a different dice when he comes out, so you won't have this kind of conflicting
Yeah, so
color.
you're almost gambling when you use that guy.
Exactly.
And then we got that guy.
This guy moved forward too as well. All right, so Warforged Grudge Grinder is going to charge forward for 6.
This is not good. I'm
Convincing.
slamming into my castle. My castle is taking damage.
So I'll get a +1 attack bonus for that, so I'll do 5 damage to your castle. I'll introduce a 3. I'll spend $3 to draw a card because I want to make sure I get something juicy. That'll do. And I'll spend $3 to bring out. This is a unique card that introduces 2 mechanics. It can't charge, which is all right. But this unit has chi, so her actually during the move unit step, it's optional. So she can actually choose to not move, which is kind of unique. And then also, while she's shooting range, she gets +3 attack. So she's kind of like a ranged powerhouse. I'll end my turn, and you're go.
Well, now that I'm done toying with you,
Time to tune another dude.
I don't think that's going to do it. So I'm going to attempt to move here.
So you immediately start brawling. So you do your 3 attack, minus my 0 armor is 3 damage. My guy's toast. But I'll swing back for 5, and we're both toast. Both draw cards. Alright, that didn't do anything useful for me. So you've got to have a 4 swinger.
Yeah, let's see what I got. So I'm going to spend 3 of my resources here. And I'm bringing in my Razor Wing Weaver.
And they immediately start brawling. So you'll do a 4 attack, minus my 1 armor is 3 damage. I'm toast, and I'll swing for 4.
I only have 1 health, so I hit hard, but
And then my ram kicks in, and my additional attack goes to your castle.
oh no.
It's another 3. That's why ram
Ram
is the jam.
all right.
That's why ram is the jam.
And he has
I'll be, That's the trouble.
So at this point, I'm going to pretend, just to make myself feel better, that my little dragon whelp is going to do anything. And then I'm going to bring momentum back to my side, so at least I can get my butt.
Very well. Start my turn, the momentum roll. Was it foreshadowing earlier? Or this guy goes 1, this guy goes 2, this guy goes 3. She can't charge. I'll charge with the Steel Stomach Slayer. See if I can take out that, well, 1, 2, 3, 4. I will get my +1 attack bonus for that strong charge. And no bonuses there, so that guy is toast and my guy's toast. Both draw. Looks like, here's a neat one. I'll spend $3 to draw a card. And then I'll spend 3 to bring out this Magneton Mortar. Now this is the first unit in the game to, first player unit to reveal blunt damage. So you can damage a castle, opposing castle from afar. So it's kind of like a large catapult, and I'll be able to just directly shoot your castle. So I'll bring him in, and you're go.
Alright, let's see. Come on, momentum. That is not going to do it. Next time I'm bringing my own deck.
Alright, so you just got to punch for another 4.
So
anything juicy?
See what I got. So I'm going to spend 3 of mine here for my Fellfire Dragon. He cannot charge, but he has battery.
It's almost like he doesn't have to.
Yeah. And then with my last 3, I think I'm going to bring in Noxious Sublight.
There you have it. Now she cannot charge, so she'll just move free and she's stuck there. So this lady will actually never damage your castle unless I get closer. But this guy, he's got that new mechanic where he can actually directly shoot your castle. So I almost recommend sliding him in there, yeah. The old draw. 2, 3, 4. Drawing a card there, readying up the resources. All my dudes move forward. I'll move forward 1, and you'll swing for 5. 5 minus 3, so I'm toast.
Yep.
And I'll swing for 5, and you're toast.
But you have Ram.
Yep.
And
That'll
so 4
do
carries
it.
over. I only have 1 left.
That'll do it. That'll do it. Next time, perhaps.
Yeah, right. Next gen console.
So some of the neat cards here that were introduced. This card is pretty much our fastest card in the game, and he actually can take an action the minute he touches your castle rampart, and then he has quick. So what makes that so neat is that if you were in if you put him in undefended row, your very first turn, you can roll a die. So let's see how you do if you had a snap. So you roll forward 2, not that convincing, and then at the end of your turn, he would move forward 3 additional spaces.
So roll a 6 or a 5 would be
So
striking range.
exactly. If you rolled a 5, that would put you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here, and then as you ended your turn, you'd move additional 3 spaces, which is an immediate 2 punch to your castle. We also introduce new mechanics such as gigantic. So as you end your turn, you can actually make this dude gigantic. Let's see if I can find an example here. 6. Let's see. I guess it's probably the last one, or it's over here. I guess I can't find it. Oh, here's gigantic. Yeah, so you could actually, zing him down there, throw 2 damage on, and then he's got gigantic. So if you were doing combat with my castle, which you are, my castle automatically has -2 health. So he's a great game ender because I have no response to it. So you've got a lot of game enders, sneaky cards, definitely a lot of range. And you have a lot of quick units, so like this unit here, target ally gains +1 movement and is quick, so he moves his movement at the end of his turn.
All right, guys, that was our look at Fellfire Forge. I've already backed this. I cannot wait to get my hands on it. Castle Assault was one of my top 5 games of the year last year. Check out the review in the description below. Thanks a lot, TJ.
Hey, no problem. Next time you'll win.
Hey. Damn it.